Sagittarius. You guys get a little mood lighting. I really wanted to do it because you can see the cards better when it's a little dimmer. So hopefully you can see me okay. I mean, it really doesn't matter. The cards really matter. So Sagittarius. Oh, you guys, you have my heart. Thank you first for subscribing and liking and commenting. I love the comments. The personal reading requests already, they're going so great, and I really appreciate the support. It's been really, this is a very cool experience, so I'm glad that I can share all of it with you. And so we left off in the general reading. I'm doing a love reading, by the way. Sorry, forgot to say that. September 15th to the 30th. I'm going to start doing these twice a month like I do the general readings. Because I feel a lot of people are having relationship changes. Upgrades in marriages, upgrades in relationships, feeling like you can actually do something within yourself. You know, there are changes, lots of changes happening. So what I'm going to do is pull 4 oracle cards, and then we'll clarify them. So where we left off, the general reading, there was a decision with morals and values, right? And Sagittariuses are very strong in their morals and values. It's like they don't want to upset the flow of the universe, of what their truth is, right? So thinking about that, when we get into a state of what we're thinking our morals and values are we thinking it in the 3D version, or are we moving more to a spiritual place to think about that? Maybe there are some things in life that are deserved, that you've worked really, really hard for. And it may go against the very institution of what the 3D world expects from you. Sometimes that's not your truth, right? Perfect example, tarot reading. A lot of people see it as evil, is really the only word I can think of. When in reality, it's a gift. And I say in reality as a Virgo, because we're realists, right? It's a gift to offer some spiritual guidance when you have the opportunity to, when you are able to pull in those messages from spirit and your higher self. And because the way that I read cards is feeling the energy, listening to my intuition. I'm clairaudient, so I actually hear what I'm supposed to say in my own way. Of course, spirit uses it in a way that I can understand. A lot of the times they use songs, which is really funny. There's a lot of sense of humor involved too, which makes me think, where did I get my sarcasm from growing up, right? I'll be right back. Okay, it's one of my boys. So we look at these morals and values, right? If you're in a state of life that is not your inner truth, then what do those morals and values really mean? Because if you're not living in your truth and you're miserable, what's the point, right? So here we are. 3D morals and values to make yourself look good. It's a mask, it's an illusion. standing in those morals and values as your truth, as the universe wants you to. Totally different situation. So let's see. Let's see what we have. Rest and reconsider. Manifest. Maybe you can see them as well. Release. Oh, release. Just release already. And move. Okay. Rest and reconsider. Sure. When we rest within our thoughts, it's a wonderful opportunity to get reconnected with ourselves, right? Our truth. How long do we stay there? How long do we stay within that rest before we start to get stagnant, before our thoughts start to turn to the negative? Before we start telling ourselves lies, Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is feeling abundant. This woman is in her garden. I think we got this in the general reading, actually. This woman is in her garden, and it's a beautiful garden, and she's grown all of these pentacles, right? But she's alone. Who is she sharing that with? Who is she sharing this abundance with? So maybe reconsider being in that state of mind. Oh, they're telling me to shuffle again. So what are we manifesting? Because you don't want to be in a resting and reconsidering state for so long that you end up alone with this abundance, with this material, with this 3D world that you're in. Sure, it looks beautiful, looks fun. It's like a Snow White thing. She has all the little animals with her and the butterflies, and they are really wanting to throw some cards out. Still getting rid of that icky cold. Those things hang on for, and it's funny because I've watched, there are several tarot readers on YouTube that I absolutely love. High Vibrations, she's great. The Quietest Revolution, love her. And they all got sick too. It's really interesting. So here, what do we have? We have the Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out. So if you're manifesting, but you're feeling left out because you're alone, you've manifested all of this alone. We have the King of Wands. This could be you. You could be sitting on your throne, ruling your kingdom, but it's not, again, you're alone, right? And that's great. You have this abundance. You've manifested this life with your morals and values. So we get to release. What are we releasing? Ouch. Oh, knees are old. I danced for like 13 years of my life. So my knees, like, actually when I stand up, they groan. It's pretty funny. My ankles click when I walk. The things you do as a kid that you end up regretting as an adult. It was fun. I loved it. I actually miss it. So what are we releasing? We're releasing the thoughts of being lonely. You know, releasing the need to have abundance within our life by ourselves. reconsidering options, opportunities. This could be a fire sign in your life that you've been manifesting. Leo, Sagittarius, or it could be you feeling left out. So what do we release within ourselves? I mean, this guy is like opening up. He is like releasing his soul to the universe. And there we go, releasing to the world. We are releasing the Eight of Swords, sitting in this victim status, being bound, being blindfolded, because this is just your thoughts again. You're sitting within this aloneness. She's alone. Again, Eight of Cups, releasing the past, walking towards the future, turning around and seeing a new view by the moon instead of over bright. And again, he's alone. I'm just saying, are you going to put yourself in a situation where you're alone because you're balancing 3D morals and values? What's my spiritual truth? We have the world. So we release all of this. We release the negative thoughts. We release the Eight of Cups. And then the world comes in. And it says, you've manifested this. You don't want to be left out anymore. Let me offer you. So we get moving, which is what Sagittarius do, right? We move. We don't sit. Trust me, I don't sit. That Sagittarius moon comes out way more than people would think. 4 placements in Virgo. Well, Virgo's mutable too. Or, you know. But man, that Sag can create some chaos. But yeah, I know how you guys are feeling. Like, I wrestle with what's going on in my situation. Where do I stand between my truth and what the world sees of me? Where do we move to? Where do we go? I feel like it's a lost situation. I feel like we're lost. What direction do you take? Because we deserve to have that truth. You know? The world doesn't want us to be alone. We should have people with us. And then we have the Empress. So we move to the Empress status. Renewal, hope, rebirth. Right? This is supposed to be a love reading. And yet, no cups. Oh, I take that back. There are cups. We're leaving the cups behind, though, apparently. We're leaving the hurt and the pain behind. Releasing that. Releasing all of that. Maybe we're releasing what we thought was our world. But there's rebirth. When you move forward, when you go towards your truth. When you don't look at what the world wants of you, but what the universe wants of you. How can you benefit society? Because Sagittarius are philanthropists. I said that in the reading. First ones to offer love. The Four of Pentacles on the Nine of Pentacles. So as you're resting and reconsidering, we have the Four of Pentacles. What are you holding on to too tightly? Are you holding on to your stuff too tightly? This is mine. This guy's like holding all these pentacles like, no, these are mine, these are mine. Nobody's getting them. Nobody's getting them. I'm in my garden. I'm growing my pentacles. Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. But your ship is right there, like it's about to get there. So reconsider the status of being in this garden alone, holding on to your material possessions so tightly, or your morals and values, the 3D version of what you believe it's supposed to be, because this is your energy moving towards a new opportunity, seeing what is out there, what's in the world, what is it offering you, what's on that ship. And we're resting and considering, right? Because this rest and reconsider for the Oracle card is also the Hermit card. So there could be a Virgo. There could be a fire sign. Is that why you're in a state of rest form? Because you have a choice to make. There's a lot of earth here. Wow, okay, that's what we're gonna do right there. There you go, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, you guys, Ace of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. And Temperance, patience, my dears. Your manifestations, this is on the manifestations, this is clarifying the Five of Pentacles and the King of Wands. If you are waiting on somebody, whether you're in a marriage or not, if you are waiting for what you have manifested in your marriage, if you are waiting because you feel like it's just not the same, or your partner feels that way. If you're single and you have somebody around you that's a fire sign and you're waiting on it, have patience, because there's balance in that. There's balance in patience. Don't feel like somebody's leaving you out, because they're not. They're there. The Nine of Pentacles, which is an earth sign. Could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So they're there. They're just slow moving. And earth signs are slow moving. It's because we sit and analyze. But it's coming. These are opportunities coming in. These aren't just ideas. This is the Ace of Wands. That's an opportunity. That's a fiery opportunity that's coming in. And you've manifested it. You've manifested this relationship. You've manifested what you want in your marriage or your relationship, your significant other. You've manifested that. So you must have patience. You must have patience, because you're not feeling left out, feeling like you have manifested this, but yet you don't have all of your pentacles. In the garden, you don't have your pentacles. With the Four of Pentacles, you're holding onto them so tightly because you don't have them yet. You give too much of them. Therefore, you don't have them. Puts us in a state that we have to release. This very sad state of beating yourself up. Because you've earned this. You have worked, you have done the work, you have done the work. Obviously, you have done the work. So I want to see what we are releasing. What is this Eight of Cups? What is this Eight of Cups that we're releasing? What are we turning? What are we realizing? Is it the pain of heartache, of emotions? Is it feeling like you weren't fulfilled? Is that what you're releasing? What are we releasing? Because we're getting the world. And we're getting the world in the way the universe wants it. With they keep saying, slow down, be the hermit, rest, slow down, have patience, because a wonderful opportunity is coming. And when the world, I recently learned this lesson. When the world asks you to do something and you don't do it, I literally sat on something for weeks, because it was heart-wrenching. I didn't want to do it. And I kept saying no, and I kept fighting it, and I physically made myself sick. Like, every day, I didn't feel good. I couldn't sleep, barely eat. Like, it was hard. Like, it was, you know, and finally, a couple of days ago, I released it. And I said what I had to say. And I kid you not, 15, 20 minutes later, gifts started pouring in. I was not alone anymore. I guess I should believe it, because that doesn't just happen, you know, that's not a coincidence. The universe had been telling me for weeks, you have to release this. So you're releasing the doubt. When you release the doubt, when you stop, this is the perfect example of what I just said. The universe was offering something to me. Take this. We know it hurts. Take this. It's going to work in your favor. It's going to work in your circle's favor. You know, when I say circle, I mean like friends, family. It's going to work. Trust me. But when you're saying no to an offer the universe is handing you, it makes you sick, because you're sitting in that prison of your thoughts. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't hurt people. Because really, it was very heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. But because I'm so empathic, because I have so much intuition, because I literally am getting messages all day long, and I couldn't even block it because it was so strong. It was such a strong message that it had to come out, and I kept it because I thought that there was a timing that I needed to get this message out, right? It wasn't my timing, it was theirs. And I didn't catch that. So ultimately, I kept myself in the state of the Eight of Swords. So you have to release. You have to think of it as turning this cup upside down and actually taking the offer that the universe gives you and walking your truth and walking your path, whether it is heartbreaking or not, whether it hurts somebody or not, whether you feel like your morals and values are being tested. That's an illusion, right? So we move to Empress. What are we moving towards? How is this renewal and this rebirth of finding our spiritual truth when we move with what the universe, the divine, gives us in love? Where does that find us? I'm going to shuffle, and then I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck. Because I feel like this is our outcome. We move to what the universe wants. We begin to renew. Page of Wands, another opportunity. Because we saw that the universe was giving us this. This is your opportunity. Take it. Take this opportunity. It's so good. You have no idea how good this is going to be. And we refused it. So we released that. And now they're like, okay, let's start. Start back at the beginning. Let's try this again. Here comes an opportunity. smaller steps, but you come right back to it. We move away from what we fear is going to be painful and almost a purgatory feeling, because we're not moving into this. Teenage boys are so fun. So, yeah, we're not moving into purgatory. We're taking that out of the equation, right? But if there is somebody, a Capricorn, that does make you feel trapped, move away, release that. If there is somebody, because letting go sometimes, hardest thing to do. Sometimes you have to. Rebirth, because you're gonna get the world. You're gonna get the world. You've been manifesting the world. Take it. Listen to your gut. Morals and values are really good to have. And after I did that reading, I thought, man, I missed that. I missed that step. I missed that part. So when it comes to love, it's really hard to decipher sometimes what's right and wrong in love, right? But if we look at it in a point of view, because there aren't a lot of cups here, if we look at it in a point of view where it's so rational and so tightly held, instead of letting it go and using our emotions and using our intuition. Yeah, all the cups here are, you know, this is what you have to release, your fear of that. And now my computer is messing up. Does somebody want to take my kids? I'm just kidding. Oh, I love them. So when we're looking at things too rationally, when we're looking at it in a way that keeps us in a state like that, I don't want to do it, refusing, I don't want to do it, I can't do that, I can't do that. And the universe is like, if you do this, you're going to get something amazing. There will be a gift in this. So yeah. I mean, I guess really that's what there is, you know? You got to look at what 3D wants, and you got to look at what the universe wants for you, what your personal, spiritual, higher self truth is, right? Bring you abundance. Okay. I love you guys. You guys are great. I will see you in October, and have a great September. Bye.